Spit to the beat. Podcast. It's all about inside the music industry.
Nobody do it better. And welcome to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Prayer, and we are live in the studio. Got a virtual special guest joining me in a minute, but look, go to my Facebook page, Stacey Be Unstoppable Prayer, or Stacey Spit to the Beat Prayer. Join us live right now in full effect. Also, you can catch this show right now on YouTube at Spit, the number 2, DABEAT. Go there. Subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us for another live episode of Spit to the Beat podcast. I want to thank my sponsors, all those who are help make this show possible, this podcast possible. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. Continue to support. Thank you so much. And to all my listeners out there who tuning in each and every week for a live broadcast, thank you so much. Keep listening, keep sharing, keep telling a friend. Thank you so much. Look, I am super excited. We are live again for another great show I have lined up for you. My very special guest, I got to know a little bit of her through a radio interview a couple of days ago. And she's so bubbly and friendly and very approachable person, I believe. And just from looking at her and listening to her, and she's a little funny too. She's got a little character about herself, but I believe she's a very loving person. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself, bringing her all the way from Detroit, singer, R&B singer, Beth.
Hey,
hello.
Steve, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. How you doing?
I am great. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you.
Thank you for being on my show. I really do appreciate it, and thank Ron for making it happen as well.
Yes, Ron is awesome. I appreciate him so very much. Yeah.
Cool. How's the weather up there?
You know what? We're having a good day. And
Okay.
today it was probably 69.
Oh, wow, that's good up there.
That's good. And it's going to be like that tomorrow. But guess what? After that, it's going to drop into the 30s again.
Y'all not expecting any snow, is it?
I hope not. But we lovingly joke about the Michigan, Detroit weather, and we say that our weather is bipolar. Because that weather, it goes up and down. So at any day you can hit 70 degrees, you can hit 68, 69, 70s, and then it'll drop down to 30 degrees. It'll go back up to 50, then it'll go back up to 70, and it'll drop to 20. Like it does that in the spring. So we really have to be prepared for this roller coaster ride that we're riding in the D. And that's just how it goes. So today was a great day. And tomorrow's going to be
a great day of 69 degrees in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, Memphis, where I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, is totally different. I mean, you really do not know how to dress for the weather. Because like right now, today, we like at 71, 72. We might hit 60, might hit 50 and go back up to 70.
Y'all got bipolar weather too.
Yes.
But guess what, Stacey? My family is from Memphis. My mama was born in Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like Memphis is a second home to me, even though I'm not there a lot. I only come through Memphis when I'm performing, but my family is there. Like I got family that I talk to that is there. So that's just a special place in my heart. So shout out to Memphis. And
so you definitely got roots here. Mom is
definitely. In Memphis, my roots are in Memphis, and then Jackson, and then West Memphis, Arkansas. Right, all in that little circle.
Hey, you're in the tri-state.
Yes. That my people are from there. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Beth. I'm an R&B singer, born and raised in Detroit. I love to sing. I love to perform. I love to see people's faces, and I love to see them smile when I'm singing to them. And music is just my love. It's my passion. I love to do it, and I'm blessed to do it. So if you have not heard of me and you're seeing me for the very first time, I hope you like what you see and you hear, and you follow me, you check me out, and you become one of my people. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Cool. What inspired you to get into music and also start a record label?
What actually inspired me to do it is my late father was one of the Funk brothers at Motown. So that was something that he did. Not only was he a musician, he did have his own record label as well. And he was one of the first signed like independent artists to the jazz Motown label. Because Motown, well, actually Motown had a jazz label. So
Okay.
my father was an independent artist back in the day with his own
Hmm.
label doing jazz music. And so there was a heavy influence in my home of music. And I naturally inherited the music gene. I got a brother and a sister, and they did not pursue music, but I was one of the three that did. And that influenced me. I just naturally did it. I went to school and and sang in the choir and sang in the church choir, and it was just something that felt really good and natural to me.
You
And so
always start from the church, huh?
yeah, but but mine kind of didn't. It didn't
Okay.
start in the church, but my family was not a very heavy religious family. The music, because we had a piano in my home because my dad played.
Hmm.
And when I was born, Motown had already left. So I did not really know what my father did, but he still played music and he still performed. He still had gigs and stuff he was doing. So I always heard music, and it was just something natural that I gravitated to. So I did go to church and then sing in church, but that wasn't my foundation. Like most artists, you hear them say they start in church. I started singing
Right.
at home just with my father playing the piano and me thinking I could sing. So, and me hearing my sister, I have an older sister, and I heard her singing. And those are the things that inspired me to sing. And then it was just something that, as I got older, I was like, oh, I want to do this for real. And then I started doing some little gigs, some club dates here and there.
Hmm.
But people started paying me to sing. I said, oh, yeah, this is it right here.
Money
I said,
always
this is it
makes you
right here.
happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Make you sing another song for them.
Listen, I said, what else y'all want to hear? So,
Right. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about your touring. I mean, you have toured with a lot of great artists. Would you name a few?
sure. My first major, and I think where I learned the most was me starting out touring with the legendary 8-time Grammy Award winner and Miss Anita Baker. That was my first
Wow.
major artist that I toured with. I met and connected with Michael Powell, who started Chapter 8. And he heard me singing. He put me on a few demo projects, had me singing backs for Yolanda Adams and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And then I told him, I said, I want to be on tour, with an artist. And so he got me working with Anita Baker. And that was like in 2007.
Okay.
And he took me to her, and I toured with her for 5 years after that. That was my first time touring, my first time being on the road. And, a lot of times people say that was your first, like such a big artist, but that was my first. And so I worked with her for 5 years. And then I started touring with Kim, and I still work with Kim.
That's
Um,
my guy there.
yeah, he's awesome. Yes. And
Yeah.
between me working with Kim, or as I'm still working with Kim, I've toured with Najee. I've also toured with the legendary Mighty Mighty OJs. And now I am on the road with Genuine.
Okay.
And there's been
Mhm.
a transition with all that because with Anita, with Kim, with the OJs, I was doing just background. When I toured with Najee, he was putting me up front to sing one of his songs, but also to sing one of my songs. That was the beginning of me going out front. I already had music out, but he was sharing me with his audience. And then now, as I'm transitioning and I'm working with Genuine, I'm actually opening Genuine shows. I go out and do my whole show, and then
Mhm.
Genuine comes out. So that's what I'm doing now. And we actually have a show Friday in Kansas City, and I'll be opening the show for him, and he'll come on out and close it out.
That's amazing. I was getting ready to ask you that, with opening touring with all these great artists,
Mhm.
uh, your music experience. How was your music experience with them? But now they're pushing you up front. How does that feel being up front and singing not on their song, but one of your songs as well as well?
I love it, and it's a lot more work. You know,
Okay.
it's a lot more
Explain
work.
that.
Say that again.
I said, explain it. Is it nervousness or what?
Yeah, it is. I mean, so honestly, it's two answers to that. So let's start with Genuine. Um,
Okay.
I go out there, I do my set about 20 minutes, and I'm singing all of my original music, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I'm honored and I'm grateful to be able to do that. And yes, I do start out nervous when I'm backstage, when I know it's all okay. You got 5 minutes, you got 3 minutes, we get ready to call you out,
Right.
that little thing, right? But as
Yeah.
soon as boom, and I hear the beginning of my track, because with Genuine, also the great thing is I do track dates and band dates with him. So it just depends. So if I hear the beginning of the track or I hear the drummer cue up for the beginning of the band, I'm
Yeah.
nervous up until when I hear the music. And when the music starts, I don't have time to be nervous no more. I'm like, ma'am, you better remember what you're supposed to be out there doing before you look crazy. So I give, I have to, give a mind together, right?
Does that alter ego take over then?
It
Every
does. And you have to. You got to get your mind right, because you
yeah.
work so hard and you don't want to embarrass yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you
Right.
know that you work hard and you deserve to be there. I deserve to be up there. So I ain't about to mess that up. Now that's the Genuine side. Now when I'm with Kim, on select shows with Kim, I open the show for him the same way. Then I go
Okay.
change clothes and then do his backs. So I'm doing double duty.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
a
see why
lot.
you say it's a lot of work.
But I love it, Stacey. I love
Do
it.
you?
I do. I love it. And I'm so happy that I took a chance on myself and I believed in myself to put my own music out. I believed in myself to start my own label and not look for somebody to discover me. I discovered myself and I did it myself. And I have an amazing team that helps me and supports me. I have an amazing manager. Shout
Mm.
out to Courtney Benjamin. I have amazing PR, Ron Ledford. I have an amazing producer and MD, Marcus Devine. We all work together to make this thing go. But I love it. I love every ounce of the work, the rehearsals, the push that I have to do it.
Cool. Look, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back. I want to talk about your music
Okay.
and the songs, the 2 albums, and the 8 singles that you already have up under your belt. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that when we come right back. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right.
You're listening to Spit to the Beat podcast with your host, the one, the only Stacy B. Unstoppable Pro.
Hey, this is Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You with Spit to the Beat podcast. Would you like to be my guest if you're a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, or promoter? Give me a call at 901-341-6777 or email me at myguest@spittothebeat.com. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Be Unstoppable Per You. And joining me in the studio live from Detroit, my very special guest, Beth.
Yay.
All right. Yeah, so we left off talking about your the songs you open up for other artists and you're able to sing your music. Let's talk a little bit about your music.
Mhm.
What you got going on? I know you sent me 2 songs and I want to play them. One of them's called Let Me Be.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
So Let Me Be is like that's one of my favorite songs right now. And that song was brought to me by a really good friend of mine named Kenny Flav. And
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Flav comes out of Queen Latifah's Flavor Unit. Great producer, Janet Jackson, Busta Rhymes. He's done amazing music with a bunch of different artists. Silk, he's done a lot. And Kenny and I have known each other for many years, and we've always wanted to work together prior to this, but we just never had the right time. The stars didn't align. So when we were working on this second album, we connected. I said, Kenny, bring me something hot, bring me something good, and I'm like, you know me, so just bring me something. And I remember he came by the studio one day, and I was sitting in there with Marcus, and I was sitting there with one of my other producer friends, Cordell Walton, and Kenny was playing a bunch of tracks, and he's like, just holler when you hear something you like, and he just kept playing. And when the track for Let Me Be came on, of course, there were no lyrics written and the song wasn't finished. He just kind of had a sample. We all jumped up and said, hey, what's that? What's that? You know, we loved it. So he said, okay, let me work on a little more. Let me do something to it. And then he worked on it. He handed it over to Marcus Divine. And then there's another producer named C. Smith, and he worked on that song as well. We all started working on it. And we just decided that that song really fit me, my personality. It fit my vibe. And I want to thank everybody who worked on it. Hope Rainey, Kenny Flav, C. Smith, Marcus Divine, Kenny Flav, or I would say Kenny Flav, but everybody who worked on it. And we decided that would be the lead single for the album. And that video was Grammy considered for Best R&B Video. And the song got considered for Best R&B Song. And we love the song. It's just a fun song. It's just about girls.
I listened to it. It's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was wondering, you know, with the title being Let Me Be, I kind of felt that you was letting yourself was coming out.
Yeah,
you know?
let me be that girl for you.
Yeah. It's my time. That's what you saying.
Yeah.
All right, let's play it.
Oh, let me be your everything. Let me be everything I ever need. Want to take a load off? Yeah. You just get if you let me be, baby. If you let me be the one to love. Let me be the one to hold you. Let me be my baby.
Oh, nice. We got another one called Ooh.
Yeah.
Talk about that one. Let me put that on pause.
Ooh, is just a really, I don't know. You know how when something feels good, something looks good, something tastes good, and you see it and you go, ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's ooh. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's almost like when there's a love in your life that's
Mhm.
good. And they say, how you and your girl? You be like, ooh, man, we good. Like that's it. Ooh is just a gesture, a sound that we make when something is good.
Yeah,
And
like some good food.
some good food, some good love, a good
Right.
movie, you know,
Or
something
you just
good.
having a good time. We're like,
A
ooh,
good
had a good
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. So, you know, I was in the studio one day. And that song was inspired by my husband, actually. I was in the studio one day and he happened to call and we were working on another song. Me and Marcus were working on another song. And I said, hold on a second. Let me see, you know, what my husband's calling for. And while we were talking, Marcus was playing the keyboard or playing piano. And I told my husband, I said, hold on a second. I said, what you over there playing? He was like, nothing. I said, but I like that though. Whatever it is. I like to save it. And so I got off the phone and he said, take this home and write to it. And I couldn't hear anything but ooh, the song just gave me this vibe. It just felt good. So we started writing to ooh, what the thought process, what the feeling, what the vibe was that I had.
Yeah.
And it was just about, you know, again, something that feels good, looks good, tastes good to you. Ooh, but this is about love. The love is so good. You can only say ooh.
Ooh. Here we go with ooh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How you provide everything that I need. I can't take it. I'm so mad about all the time I've wasted. Sorry I ran so long. I had so much fear. 'Cause I've been hurt before. Now that I'm left out my God, I wanna be here. I wanna be here. 'Cause you make me say ooh. And I can't speak. You got me saying ooh. And I'm so weak. You got me saying ooh. You made me say ooh.
Now that's my jam. I played that so many times. I,
Thank you.
and I couldn't wait for you to explain it. Oh, I was like, what's she trying to say? What's she going with this?
But it sounds just like what it is. It's like you make,
Exactly.
ooh, I feel weak. I can't speak. It's just, ooh, you just good.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Ooh,
ooh
you
all
just,
day for the rest of the day.
yeah. And think about it. When you see something, you taste something, you say, ooh, this is good. Or, ooh,
Yeah.
that's good. Or, ooh, look at that. Like we say ooh so much, we don't even think about it.
Right. It's a normal reaction, a
Mm-hmm.
normal word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. What
Thank
you got?
you.
What you got in the works, lady, for 2024?
Ooh. So see, ooh, there it is.
Right.
See? See?
Right. I caught that.
See, we say it, we don't even really, you know what I'm saying? We don't
Yeah.
even pay attention to it because it's just something that we say. For 2024, the rest of 2024, I have multiple dates with Kim coming up, a lot of dates with Kim, actually.
Okay.
So I'll be traveling across the country with him. Actually, the 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll be out on the West Coast doing some shows with Kim.
This is March.
Yes, for March. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And then there are some select dates that I'll be posting on my social media as well, that I'll be opening some of those shows as well. And then I have the show coming up Friday with Genuine. I have some more shows coming up with him later on in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be some more music and visuals released for me as well. And I'm sure the good Lord is working on some things for me that I don't know nothing about right now, too.
Yeah.
So it's always that. One other thing that I'm really proud of, you see me repping this Motown hat, and I was just talking about my father, my affiliation, my association still with Motown, Hitsville, USA, the Motown Museum, and
Yes.
me carrying on the legacy that my father left for me. And unfortunately, it's a legacy that I didn't know anything about until after my father passed away, because he really did not want me to pursue the music business, but it was something that I naturally ended up doing, and I actually love with my whole heart. But the Motown Museum has a program called Amplify, and it is a vocal competition where this year the winner will walk away with $15,000 in cash and prizes. And we have
Okay.
legendary Dougie Fresh that will be hosting this talent competition. And this is going to actually happen Saturday on March 16th. I'm really
Okay.
proud of this event because I get to mentor the 10 finalists that are going to be competing. And one of the reasons why I get to do the mentorship and what I bring to the table is I was a contestant on season 16 of The Voice.
Right. Right.
I know what it's like to be in a vocal competition. I know what it's like to be scrutinized. I know what it's like to stand there and somebody tear apart your vocals and your look and all this kind of stuff. And half,
Because you
if
had
not
I had to jump in. You had John Legend and
Kelly Clarkson,
Kelly Clarkson.
I
Yeah.
did.
Mentoring you on that show.
It
Wow.
was one of the most amazing things that I could have done in my life to grow
Mhm.
me, to stretch me, and to change the trajectory of my career.
Yeah.
It really helped me a lot. I didn't get as far as I would have liked to have gotten on the show.
Hmm.
But the time that I did spend changed a lot for me, Stacey. It really, really changed a lot for me. So when you are an artist, more than half of your success, I believe, is where your mental state is.
Hmm.
And anything that you do that takes a lot of you giving of yourself and putting your talent and giving of your authenticity, your mind can play tricks on you, tell you you're not good enough, or you don't need to be there, or ain't nobody gonna like you, or and all that kind of stuff, right? So your mind has to be strong. So I'm there to talk to the contestants, to mentor them through this process on the mental side of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times artists, if you're not 15 and 16 and 18 years old and you're a grown-up pursuing this business, you got a job, you got bills, you got life, and you're still trying to pursue your dream and passion, and you're trying to juggle all of that. And a lot of the concerns and questions and things that the contestants ask me is, how do I balance having a regular life and being on the road and everything that I have to do?
Yeah.
So we talk about the mental aspect, making sure that you're able to mentally handle being an artist. because you can't be a rock star 24 hours a day, you know.
Right.
So, let me just give you an example. So I have a show Friday and I'm rehearsing for my show. And I was telling you, my mom is from Memphis. Well, my mom has dementia.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is bedbound and she lives with me and my husband. And I don't talk about this a lot. So today, the caregiver that normally comes called in and said she couldn't come.
Okay.
I'm preparing to travel and I got rehearsal today.
Right. Right.
How do I juggle all of that, right? And then I have another person that comes in to help out and sub as well. And she wasn't available in the morning. And she had already told me that. So for the first half of the morning, me and my husband, we got up, fixed mama breakfast, cleaned her up, had to do all the things, all the things.
Right.
Give her meds. And then the sub caregiver came in. And then I was still able to go to rehearsal and then be the rock star again. But if your mind is not in the proper place, I could have just fell out on the floor and said, oh, Lord, what am I going to do? Because ain't nobody here and I ain't got no help. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
There are times in your life where life is lifing, as people say. And how do you figure it out so that you can still do the things you need to do the best you can, but still do your job? And so a lot of times you see people that come out and they do, one hit wonders. They do one song and then life took over and they can't even record anymore. They can't do anything else. So with these contestants, I talked to them about where their mental space needs to be, how they need to approach being an artist, some of the pitfalls, some of the really high highs that they could possibly experience, some of the lows, and how to take it all in stride and enjoy the process and learn what they need to learn. So that competition is going to be Saturday in Detroit at the Music Hall with Dougie Fresh. And somebody's going to walk away, like I said earlier, with $15,000 of cash and prizes. They're going to be able to record music. They're going to be able to go to LA and meet with labels. So it's a really big deal. And it's something great that the Motown legacy is keeping going with teaching. They're giving the artist development like they did back in the day. So these contestants get staging, they get vocal lessons, they get a counselor from me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they get live band, they get wardrobe, and then they perform at a 3,000 seat venue. And then they get a superstar to introduce them and host the show.
You just gave them the red carpet.
So I'm really excited about this for them. I'm excited because this is something major that they're doing in the city of Detroit that is incredible. And hopefully one day we can open it so that people, maybe from Memphis can participate in something like this.
What you just said is everything that my podcast platform is all about: educating and teaching young artists who want to come up in the business, who need to know how to avoid the pitfalls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with you as an artist coming on this show and other artists that I invited, giving my fans the nuggets that they need to know what to do, how to do it, how to juggle life, because life is not going nowhere. No matter how many times you're on that stage, when you get off, life is waiting on you. What you shared is so valuable that people pay money for that. And they're getting this opportunity to get it literally free, but also understand what you're getting and how valuable it is. I really appreciate what you just shared, because that was one of my questions, was how do you encourage, how do you inspire artists that's trying to get in the business? What do they need to do? How they need to avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes and stuff like that. And what you just shared was so important. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. What I really try to do, Stacey, is give them real life scenarios, like I shared with you about my mom. I try to give people real life scenarios, first of all, because I don't have all my glitter and my rhinestones and my performance clothes on right now, right?
Right.
Because I'm at home, this is real life for me right now. And people do need to see that artists do have a home. They got a kitchen.
A real person.
I gotta cook dinner when I get off here, which you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
it's like our life was like, and I use this example of
Uh,
Superman.
uh,
1 minute we Superman, next minute we Clark Kent.
it's exactly that. And
We
I'm,
play both sides.
yeah, I'm, and so, I perform under Beth, right? But right
Yes,
now I'm Beth Griffith-Manley. My husband is in there. He want to know what, he need the chicken thawing out in the sink. Y'all can't see my sink, but it's some chicken in a bowl of water sitting over there.
but man, I got some fish in the sink right now. I'm with you.
Right. So he want to know, baby, how long you gonna be on that podcast? What time dinner gonna be done? So that's the real life. And how do you balance still being the artist, but I
Right.
still got to maintain my home? And what I tell artists coming up is to be flexible and to know that your life at home is so very important. And it's as important as it is your life on the stage. But don't sacrifice one for the other. Try to balance it as much as you can. Because
Yeah,
when you get off the stage, you got to go home.
exactly.
And so if you don't, and if you don't do well on the stage, nobody's gonna call you back. So you got to do great on both ends. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
you got to do great on both ends, and it can be done.
Definitely. Look, I'm gonna take another little short break, but I want to come back and I don't want to skip over this part of what there's two questions I want to ask you about you as a double for Whitney Houston and
Yeah.
your experience with that. So
Okay.
hold tight, okay? We'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Spit to the Beat podcast. Want to know how you can help? Be a sponsor by going to our website at www.spittothebeatpodcast.com and click the support tab. You can also join us each and every week live at YouTube at Spit to the Beat. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. Thank you for your support.
And welcome back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Be Unstoppable Prayer, joining me in the studio virtually, all the way from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
My guest, very special guest in the house,
Thank
singer,
you.
R&B singer, Beth. All right, we are back. Left off with the question, being a double for Whitney Houston. How was that being on the set and everything?
Stacey, it was amazing.
I know it was.
It was
Talk
amazing.
about it.
It was amazing. So first and foremost, Whitney Houston is my ultimate favorite singer ever.
Okay.
Her name is Whitney Elizabeth. My name is Beth. My mother's name is Elizabeth. And
Wow.
Whitney and I share the same birthday, which is August the 9th.
How
So let's
coincident was that?
start with that. Let me just start with that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All of that is before I even meet this amazing woman.
Oh.
So in my mind, Whitney Houston has always been my favorite person. I saw her on the cover of that album, standing here in a swimming suit with that short hair, seeing this tall, thin, dark-skinned woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to look like that. Because I was always tall and skinny and teased from the way that I looked. And I see this woman and I'm like, oh my God, like that's me. So I grew up watching her, listening to her, thinking never in my life would I ever meet her. Never would that ever happen. Then I started singing in the professional realm with Anita Baker. And because Anita Baker and Whitney Houston really did not cross paths, I didn't ever think, because do you remember, I don't even remember what year this was at the Grammys. Anita was winning, Whitney was winning, and they was trying to make it seem like it was a rival between the two. I don't really remember exactly that, but they just didn't run in the same circle.
Yeah.
So by the time I started singing with Anita, this was around the time when Whitney was going through a little trouble.
Okay.
I'm thinking, I'm never gonna meet this woman, but she's my favorite singer of all times, and I'm gonna just keep the torch burning because I love her so much.
Well, look at God.
Okay. So I'm not thinking about meeting Whitney Houston. It just is what it is.
Right.
But then they started filming this movie in Detroit called Sparkle, and everybody remembers the classic in the 70s. And they filmed the movie here, and I filled out an application to just be an extra in the movie, just to pick up a little extra change, because I wasn't working with Anita Baker anymore. And this was in between when I started working with Kim. So I really wasn't on the road for like a year or two. And so I'm thinking, about a year. So I'm thinking, let me just go do, be an extra in the movie. It doesn't even matter. So I fill out the application. And then next thing I know, they said, we want you to audition for this particular part. But they wouldn't tell me what the part was. I don't even get into this story all the time, Stacey, but I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
So they didn't even tell me what I was auditioning for. And so I literally sat in the lobby at this place for 8 hours. I kid you not. Sat in the lobby for 8 hours. It was me and a couple other people. And now when I'm looking back, these were the other stand-ins and doubles for the other stars like Jordan Sparks and Mike Epps and all that. Like all these, we were all sitting in a room and they never told us. We just sitting in the lobby all day. I'm not
8 hours.
8 hours, just sitting there. And then it was lunchtime. They said, y'all can go in that room and get something to eat. And I kept going to the front desk. I said, I'm here for an audition. Is somebody gonna see me? And it was like, oh, yeah, somebody be out to see you soon. Nobody ever came. Then finally, it's like 5 o'clock. And then they said, okay, well, y'all can go. I said, whoa. You had me sitting here 8 hours and somebody gonna see me? They said, yeah, they saw you. Never said who it was. Finally, at the end of the day, Whitney Houston comes walking past, but she had a hood on and we didn't know it was her. First of all, how about this? I didn't even know she was in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. But they ended up telling us that they were casting at the end of the day, by that 5 o'clock time, they told us they were casting the stand-ins and body doubles for the movie. And then we knew Whitney because we heard her talking. I said, oh my God, is that what? Because I know her voice. I said, is that Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, but she was gone down the hall. So still, I left that day, knew nothing. Stacey knew nothing. Then I got a call the next day and they told me, you have been selected to be Whitney's body double and stand-in. I said, who selected me? Because I didn't talk to nobody. I said it.
Didn't say a word. Ain't threw your hands up or nothing.
Didn't nobody say nothing. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. And
what
now
happened?
When I look back, the producers of the movie, because now after you did the movie, you know who they were. They were walking back and forth in the hallway all day, and they were watching us, but never said.
Really?
Never opened their mouth.
Wow.
Never opened their mouth. So anyway, I get cast for the part. We filmed for about a month. And every day I had to report on set. Whatever color Whitney Houston was wearing, they dressed me in the same color. And then stand in, you go get on set, and the producers adjust the lights and the props around you as the main character, as Whitney would do. And every morning, this beautiful woman would stand and watch them adjust the lights and everything for me and where they had me standing, because she had to go do exactly what I did. But I did all the work, meaning standing there, tweaking everything. And then all she had to do was just walk on set and do her lines. Right. The fact she was in the room with me took my breath away. I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah.
And I was so excited and elated. And they often would tell us on set, you don't talk to the principal actors and actresses. So I didn't say nothing to her for a long time, but she would come in the room and say good morning. And I was like, oh Lord, Whitney in the room, she's breathing the same air I'm breathing. I can't even believe it. I was freaking out this whole time. This was amazing. But one day I went to go get some tea. She came through the room and I said, well, we done filmed most of the movie. Now, if they're going to fire me, they just going to have to fire me, because I ain't going to let her come past and I can't say nothing. This now's my big chance. And she came through and I stopped and I introduced myself. I told her, I said, I'm your stand-in and your body double. And she said, I know, I've been watching you. Okay, I could have passed out right then and God could have me because she let me know she knew I existed. So that was, and I told her that, and I told her that I wanted to just make sure that I got opportunity to introduce myself and tell her that we had the same birthday. And she grabbed me and hugged me, Stacy. Whitney Houston. So people ask me all the time, did you get a chance to speak with Whitney and everything? It was very short. It was very brief. But you know how that church song, he touched me. That's how I'm feeling. Like, she touched me. Listen, for real.
I thought you almost got slayed in the spirit when she hugged you.
But I had to get back on set, so I couldn't lay out too long. I had to lay out right. So I couldn't really get into it. But it was just amazing. She was sweet. She was funny.
Yes.
And we filmed a lot in a house. And you would come in sometimes and get everything situated, sit your bags down, and she would be upstairs because they would be fixing her makeup and stuff upstairs, and she would be singing in that house, and everybody would be, shh, she's singing. Mm-hmm. And you could just hear her singing, and her and Jordan Sparks would sing together. It was just a dream.
It was beautiful
time for me. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that I got a chance to meet the person who was my favorite person, the person who was my person, the person who I feel like in my mind that I'm somewhat like. She was amazing, and just a nice person, a kind and funny, and I got a chance to just hear her impromptu singing and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Awesome. I know it was an amazing experience to talk to her, and then to get that hug. Yeah.
She touched me, Stacy. She touched me.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. It changed my life because I'm gonna tell you, this is the last thing about that. It changed my life because something that I never thought was possible to happen happened. And not only did it happen, the filming was walking distance from my house where I lived. So I said, God done brought that woman to me so that I can just have a moment and a wrinkle of time with her. So can't nobody tell me what I cannot do and what I can't accomplish and what can't happen. Because something I thought was never going to happen got brought and sat right in front of me.
That's awesome. How did you feel about, jump back just for a second, and along with that attitude, meeting Whitney and you experiencing that and you believing more in yourself then than ever before, your music was #1 on Amazon.
Yes.
How was that, being on #1 on Amazon chart?
It was surreal. I still sometimes look at it and go, wow, I can't believe that happened.
That's your motivation, right?
It is my motivation. When I tell you I believe anything can happen, I really do. Because I don't have no big machine behind me. That was just me asking people to support, and they did. And I woke up with a #1 album. What?
Amazing. Yeah, #1.
And it was #6 on iTunes, and then we was charting in the UK. So I was like, okay, y'all, really? I'm my mind is so open for everything amazing and wonderful that can happen. Like
that's why I believe Beth gonna be on her own tour in 2024.
Stacy, say it one more time. You better say that for the people in the back.
Beth is gonna be on her own tour in 2024. I believe that. I truly believe that.
Listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I told you I had to go do my little rehearsing today. Well, I don't want to put it down, say my little rehearsing. I had to go rehearse today. And I have rehearsal tomorrow because I'm going to kill that stage on Friday in Kansas City. So I hope the people in Kansas City are ready.
There you go. There you go. Thank you again for joining me on Spit to the Beat podcast. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you. I hope you had fun. I had fun with you.
I did too. You're so silly. Any shout outs you'd like to do before we close out the show?
Absolutely. Well, let me start with you. Thank you. I appreciate entrepreneurs and go-getters that have podcasts, because you have an outlet for artists like me to grow our fan base and to expand our
Thank
territory.
you.
So first of all, thank you, Stacy. Be unstoppable. Okay, because I like
Yes,
that. Be unstoppable. That's how we need to be unstoppable. So first of all,
exactly.
thank you to you. Second, thank you to Ron Ledford. I met Ron back when I was working with Anita Baker, and he has followed my career and has helped me go to the next level. So shout out to Ron Ledford for seeing something in me. Thank you to my manager. I have an amazing manager, Courtney Benjamin. Thank you, Courtney Benjamin, for managing me and taking me to the next level. And, thank you to my producer, my A&R, and he, he's my right hand, Marcus Divine. I'm the artist that I am. I'm the artist that I am because I was rehearsing today and something didn't come out my throat right. And he told me I needed to fix it. I appreciate his honesty, in molding me into a better artist. So I have an amazing team that pushes me to be better. I have a song called Get to Know. I can't even think. There's a line in one of my songs that says, I'm here by no goodness of my own. And that's the truth. I'm here by no goodness. So thank you to the people that support me and lift me up. Thank you to you. And a shout out to everybody in Memphis. I love y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all my second home. I love y'all. And I really hope that I can come to Memphis and perform for you guys one day. And I'm sure one of my cousins or something is going to be in the audience.
Well, like I told Marcus, but I'm telling you, definitely, since I know you got roots in Memphis,
Yes.
you come to Memphis, please look me up because I would love to meet you in person.
Yes.
And just to be around you. And hopefully, if you're singing at that time, I would love to be there as well.
You might be my cousin, Stacy, while you playing. We get to talk. We
we related, right?
We might be cousins because Memphis and Jackson and West Memphis, that's a circle of people. So you just
Exactly. You'd be surprised who you know in this small city.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But thank you so much. I love everybody. Appreciate everybody. For even who's even watching. So yeah, thank y'all so much.
Okay, cool. Hold tight as I wrap up the show.
Okay.
Thank you for watching Spit to the Beat podcast. Join us again for another live episode next week.